What I want you to understand is there's things that we learn in books that apply to general populations of people. I wrote a book. It applies to general populations of people, right? But to you, I need more information if I'm going to be the best I can be as a physician. When we look at this from the book, how many of you knew that Roman emperors would send people on these lavish missions to find asparagus and bring it back to their dinner table? Anybody know that? It's pretty cool, right? You got the money, right? I mean, I guess asparagus, right? It's kind of weird. But anyway, so the root is very interesting. It can actually grow edible spears for up to 20 years. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool, right? It's got folic acid in it, chlorophyll, vitamin A, good stuff. Sounds good, right? Well, what else is asparagus known for? It makes it smell really good, doesn't it? It makes it smell awesome, right? No, not everybody. Those sulfur compounds. Ooh. Anybody here watch Sex and the City? Oh, you got that joke there. Good. Let's go to the next one. So, in theory, it's supposed to help also promote mood stability. In theory. But your body is not a theory. Your body is an actuality. And the simplicity of it is you're either producing energy or you are not. There is no third direction. You are either healthy or you are not. There is no third direction. I had a patient when I was a student here, taught me a great lesson. She came in, asthma. Lovely woman. So lovely, you know what she lived with in her bedroom? A ferret. You know how much she loved her ferret? More than that. There were shavings. She turned her whole bedroom into a ferret cage. So the ferret could go to the bathroom any time of the night, in the bedroom. She didn't know what she was stepping on. That's the face I had inside. I had to show her the smile, but inside I had that face right there. So what's the obvious thing you think? We're getting the ferret out of the room and all that stuff, and the asthma should resolve, right? Well, we did that. Her breathing got a little better, as it should have, but it didn't get all the way better. She was still using an inhaler. I said, well, let's do this. It's asthma. Let's go ahead and get you delayed food allergy test and see if there's any foods that are problematic. We run the panel. One food comes back. Now, I've run thousands of these since then. One food comes back. What would you think it was? Asparagus, right? And I'm feeling bad because I'm thinking, I just wasted this lady's money. Nobody eats that much asparagus where this could be a problem. So I walked in the room and I'm like, okay, here you go. And I was up, oh God, I don't know what I'm doing now. I'm a student, please get me out of this room. She slaps the paper and she goes, there it is. Come again? What? She says, I eat asparagus every day. I love it. So I'm like, all right, this is great, I guess. I mean, we found the food. So we took the food out. 28 days later, she never needed to use her inhaler. We did follow-up checks at 3, 6, 9 months just to be sure. Never needed to use her inhaler again. The asthma's gone. All from the foods. How cool is that, right? How cool is that? I mean, honestly, if you could get one little tube of blood, send it to a lab, and 2 weeks later know what your foods are supposed to look like for 4 to 7 years, how many of you would be like, I'm down with that? And see what I'm saying? Right? Let's go to the next one. So, in the book that we're publishing here, of course, in this book that we're publishing, The Greatest Energy Always Prevails, Chapter 5 is devoted to showing you simple principles to eating healthy. Simple ways to helping your body's mitochondria producing energy. In Chapter 4, I tell you all about mitochondria. I tell you how proton pump inhibitors, how many of you know what proton pump inhibitors are? I can't even get it out. PBIs. How many of you know? Did you know that they decouple, meaning they break down your mitochondria? Did you know that they are absolutely antagonistic to your body's production of energy? Most people don't know that, and most doctors don't know that, and that's why most doctors don't tell their patients that that's a possible reality. Okay? When we look at this, there are 16 principles, simple ones. We're going to focus on today just number 3. But you see there's 16. Let's rip through there real quick. Yeah, one more. You know? Just simple stuff, right? And one of my favorites is right at the bottom, and that's for Americans. Can you burn off what you eat every day? Keep it simple, right? Life is hard enough. We don't need to make healing complex. Healing is supposed to be fun. You're feeling better. It's supposed to be fun. Not when you go to check out, because it costs a little bit of money. But it's supposed to be fun, okay? Let's go to the next one. So, let's say this together. What's this all about? Why? Yes. I'm not feeling rhythm here. Let's do this again. Do it again.
Why yes when you know?
Does that make sense, Americans?
Yes.
Yes, right? That's what we're about. We're simple people, right? We got too complex somewhere. I don't know. It's probably around, 1953. I don't know. Somewhere in there, we started getting too complex. So when we look at delayed food allergies, and that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about something specific, an antibody that your immune system produces against a substance, whether it's a virus, a bacteria, a fungus, a thought, a food. Your immune system is amazing. It produces these little structures. The one we're focused on is called IgG. What's so unique about this antibody is that it doesn't start its production because of a phenomenon called isotype switching. It doesn't start its production until 2 hours to 2 days after you eat the food. So you can eat a food on Monday and your body could not maybe start reacting until Wednesday. How many Americans have that ability to go, wait a minute, I ate something on Monday? Nobody, right? How could you, right? It's silly, okay? But for those of you that know which foods you're allergic to, you can feel it. And you start saying to yourself, oh, I know I'm going to do a little indulgence, and then you'll start feeling it 2-3 days later, you're like, yeah, there it is, okay? See what I'm saying? It doesn't mean you can't ever have the food, it just means know what you're putting in your body and what you're likely to get out so you don't have to freak out. This is cancer. No, it's not cancer, it's an allergy. The kicker about this particular antibody is that this antibody lasts for 21 to 28 days. So what that means is you eat something on the first of the month, is it still having a symptomatic effect upon your body's physiology and biochemistry by the end of the month? Likely, yes. Particularly if it's a staple of your diet. Let's go to the next one. So, let's rip through this real quick, because I think my time is getting short. Let's rip through this real quick. What I want you thinking right now is, does this sound like me or someone you know? Fatigue. Frequent heartburn. Irritable bowel syndrome. Diarrhea, constipation, diarrhea, constipation, diarrhea, constipation. That sucks. Hernias. Okay, so to the next one. Sinusitis, always getting sinus infections, right? Always having this low-level flu-like symptom. If you have an autoimmune condition, or if you're always getting your seasonal allergies and you've noticed them getting worse and worse and worse as you get older. Delayed food allergies. Migraines, big one. I've yet to see an asthmatic case or a migraine case or an eczema case that did not have significant and definitive delayed food allergy that when we find them out, take them out, will have a huge effect on the outcome of that patient's health. Yet to see. One that I love, one of my favorite questions is on our health history at my clinic. Have you had your tonsils removed? Have you had your appendix removed? Because those are absolute definitives for me that there are delayed food allergies going on that you need to learn if you really want to be in control of your health. Let's go to the next one.